Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the best investing money management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to set up your charts for swing trading on Thinkorswim. Now, Thinkorswim is a fantastic swing trading broker and I highly recommend them because they have commission-free trading and they have excellent charting that is 100% customizable. But when you guys load up Thinkorswim, you're going to see all these little tabs here. The more popular ones that I use is the scan tab. This is going to be how you guys find stock if you don't have an external scanner. And I use the charts tab because this is going to be how you guys actually analyze stock. So as we load up a stock, we have Ford up here, okay? And the thing about it is you can have multiple charts up with different time intervals or even different stock, but I just like to keep it very simple for swing trading, one stock at a time, and just take it from there. I'd rather look at a stock that I'm 100% committed in than look at a variety of other and miss out on opportunities for a swing trade. So for me, when I load up a stock, the first thing you'll notice is I have multiple moving average lines. The reason why is because for me, these are very strong indicators for overall trend direction and support and resistance. So when a stock is below it, you guys can see it has a downward trend. And historically, when a stock is below the 200 moving average line, it has a tendency to use that as resistance. When it breaks above it, it has a tendency to use it as support. You guys can see it really likes to use this 20 moving average line as support. You guys can see it hits it multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and even 5 times, and we've gotten buying pressure every single time. So how do you add those in, Carter? How do you do it? Well, all you guys have to do is you got to go to edit studies right here. It almost looks like one of those science vials, I think they're called. And then you're going to just want to look up MOV. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to find all these moving average lines. For me, I have just the exponential, and to add it, all you have to do is double click and you have it. Now, to actually delete it, all you guys can click this little X here and it will go away. You guys will notice that I do have the RSI down in here. So for me, the RSI represents good opportunity to buy. So we're going to go ahead and cancel that just because I'll show you this. You guys can see when it fell into this blue zone right here, this represents a good buy zone all the way here. And you guys can see you would have profited if you would have looked at that study. But to actually have that study, all you have to do is click that little edit studies and just look up RSI, and it will be the second one right here. Now, another thing you guys can do for all of your studies is edit them. So you guys can see I have different colors just because I like to make it different. So I understand each of them is different, right? I have the yellow, that's the 200, and the 90, that's a dark purple, a light purple is the 20, and then the 9 moving average line is blue. Then on the RSI, now one thing I normally will do is actually click edit, and then instead of having it blue, I will make it a green, just because green represents buy. Now, these are going to be really the main studies that I use. I don't overcomplicate it, and I don't add 100 of them, so it makes the charting overwhelming, right? Because that's, for me, that's the absolute biggest thing, is I want to keep it streamlined. I don't want to overcomplicate my trades. Now, of course, I will always throw in a couple of patterns just because, it's always nice to see upward trends, pendants, rectangles, so you guys can do that if you want channel up. All you got to do is double click. If you want a flag pattern. So for people that are unfamiliar with patterns just pretty much represent historical trends in the market. So like a pendant flat pattern, a channel down pattern, a variety of others. So when you click apply, if there's any patterns in the chart, which there's none here, then it will go ahead and add them in. So you guys can remove all of them, or you don't even have to use them. Sometimes I put them in, sometimes I don't. Now, another thing that I always like to do is go ahead and click this chart settings right here. The reason why is because I want to go ahead and go to the favorites and time frames and make sure that all of these work well for you. So I do like to look at the 1 day, 1 minute if you're swing trading, or for day trading. For swing trades, even the 5 days work really well. But overall, I want to make sure I have this 1 year and the 180 days because I find that I use those the most for swing trading. So as long as they're in there, I'm not going to get overwhelmed or worried about it. Then another thing that's really cool that you guys can do is go to appearance here and fill these up. You guys can see how clean this is actually going to make it and then you guys can change it to black, click apply, and now look at this, right? You guys can clearly pop, and it's going to make everything a lot more easy to look at. You know, if you don't want to do this because you guys have a hard time seeing these, I completely get it. For me, it just makes everything a lot more streamlined. I'm not going to be overwhelmed when I trade here. So another awesome thing that you guys can do is you guys can go ahead and add the active trader here. So you guys can see this is going to be if you guys want to buy or sell different stock. And if you click this arrow, you can put in your share count, right? So if you want 2,000 shares, 1,000, 500, 300, and 100. And then always do auto send if you're going to be day trading, just because you're not going to have to confirm a trade, because you're going to want to get in and out with ease, and you're not going to have to, wait at all. Okay. So then another thing you guys can do is slide that down, and you can do live news. Live news always will pop up on the bottom. So if you're looking at stocks that have historical news and stuff like that coming out, earnings, a variety of things. So you guys can see the Ford Bronco come out and it hits a production snag, right? That's probably why we had a little bit of a downward day for Ford. Same thing if we pull up any other stock, TSLA, we can go ahead and the news of Tesla, pretty much the more popular, market watch, variety of other stories will pop up here. So you guys can add those in too. You can add level 2 in. This is going to be pretty much just, the bid and the ask. You can add a dashboard in if you prefer that way to buy and sell. You can add a variety of things, right? Time and sales work actually pretty good for more of the day trading, just because you guys can see the position sizes that are going in. So you guys can see a big sell order that came through, and each of these represents 1,000, so that's like 100,000, and so on. Okay, so as we go ahead and we close the time and sales, this is just a very basic swing trading platform. Okay, I have all my charts up, but how do you add stock, right? I want to have a watch list. Well, you're going to want to click this little arrow tab. Now this arrow tab is going to be how you guys can put in all of your watch list. So you guys can see I have one in here for my top picks, right? Delta Airlines, we have Hood, we have Sophie, which is one that I've called out. So all of these are going to be stocks that you guys see value in. So one way to do it is you're going to want to click this add button down here, and then click watch list, right? And you're going to click this button, and if you want to create a watch list, all you got to do is click create. And then we'll just go, YouTube, and then we'll put in some of the stocks we were looking at. So we'll click that, we'll click enter, and then it will be in TSLA. Let's just do NIO. So stocks that you guys, want to keep an eye on are going to be the ones that I want to make sure that I have easy access to. You're going to want to click save, and then it's going to be there forever. Another thing you guys can do is add a calculator, or you guys can add you can add a quick chart. So if you guys just want to keep track of the market, this is one thing I do, is I just throw the S&P 500 in here, and I will keep an eye on just the general market for the day. So you guys can see, okay, we have an upward day in the market. I wonder if a lot of tech heavy stocks are going to be pushing this. So we'll pull up, a company like Apple. Okay, Apple was up 2%. That could be one of the main reasons why we've seen this huge pressure in buys, right? Another thing you guys can do is if you want to add your scanner here, all you got to do is go to watch list. You're going to want to click here, and then you're going to want to go ahead and either find your, your scan cues, and you can just add them in, or you guys can create your own. So the biggest thing is they make it very easy to customize all of your charts, right? If you want to put in a scanner in here, you guys can do that. If you want to throw anything you want, that's the coolest part about this, right? And any scanner that you want will show up right in here, depending on the name. Okay, so if you're going to be swing trading or something along those lines, you will have to go ahead and go through it, and they look like this. Most of the time they'll have this little arrow there that represents all of the stocks that are scanning. Okay, so like pre-market movers, they have some that are already listed for you. And now one thing I'm going to do for you guys is I'm actually going to copy this layout and I'll put it in the link down below so you guys can actually have my scanner and all my charting up. This is a very, very basic, beginner friendly swing trading platform. Even you guys could day trade on it just if you wanted to just have one chart up. It's fantastic. You guys will not regret it. It looks overwhelming, but if you break it down, it's nothing to be worried about there. So guys, that is it though. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode on how I set up my Thinkorswim trading account. It's very simple, very beginner friendly, and all you guys have to do to save this is go to setup right here, and you're going to want to save your workplace, and you guys can put in a name and you will be good, so you guys won't lose it. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe, and we will see you later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe out there. Take care, everyone.